So you might ask, what about the public transport? You know, what's going on with the public transport in the city? Well, there is public transport. There's good public transport, and it's well used as well. You know, the public transport is well used in Belgrade. There's all sorts. There's trams. There's old trams, particularly old trams, really old trams. There's these trolley buses that I think are brilliant. Again, they look pretty tired. They've been through it a bit, but they are brilliant. I love the trolley buses. The trouble is, and contrary to what you might think seeing these pictures, is that I was going to say, not just that, but the public transport has just been made free in the city. You know, it's a pretty radical step. It's been made free, but what you can see in the background of this picture is a knackered Renault Twingo. This is on Boulevard, which is a street, one of the major streets in Belgrade, that pretty much typifies everything wrong about urban planning in the city, because it's used as a motorway with vehicles whizzing along at high speed right into the heart of the city without anything slowing them down or stopping them. 4 lanes of traffic, completely unnecessarily. And the vehicle at the back, the cheap, knackered Twingo, which is not the worst vehicle you'll see out on the streets, still with an old non-compliant engine pumping fumes into the atmosphere, is the reason why this won't work, because everything is locked into that congestion. The public transport, you can see here, this picture, buses just snarled up in the traffic because there aren't segregated bus lanes other than a kind of 1 or 2 locations. Even those ended up just full of traffic. You know, the cars just go in them, and that just is what happens. So the traffic is just completely snarled up on the main roads, meaning that the public transport gets snarled up, the trams are snarled up in it, the trolley buses are snarled up in it. It's hopeless. It is absolutely hopeless. And it's not just the road, the traffic lanes, but pavements, side streets, everything is full of stationary vehicles. There are parked cars absolutely everywhere. It's a disease, you know, to the point where you've got vehicles, you know, you're in a situation where you've got parked cars sat in, you know, on pavements, blocking pavements all the time. The utilities can't get through to change bins. It's just a deeply vicious cycle of destruction. And the other consequence of that, not only do the timetables not work and the public transport systems, you know, not actually function because they're stuck in traffic all the time, and journey times are very high and uncompetitive, or perceived to be uncompetitive, admittedly, with basically driving in a car and being static most of the time. The other thing of having huge amounts of traffic relying on the roads and having no segregated public transport infrastructure is that the trams, for example, the road surfaces get absolutely knackered. The tram lines the maintenance required to keep them running with all the heavy traffic battering and obliterating them, and frankly, the condition of the tracks for much of the length is appalling, to the point where lines just get abandoned. It's a really, really shocking state of affairs. The thing is, Belgrade has plenty of pedestrianised areas, absolutely not enough, but it does have pedestrianisation. These give us a glimpse of a better future. You know, these glimpses of a better future are often tied to corporate interests, corporate corrupt interests, and they're invariably disconnected from the city. They're not part of the urban fabric. They've been squeezed in as an afterthought in often cases. There is a lot of work going on the riverfront in terms of pedestrian and kind of public realm, but all of that is contingent on a load of Emirati investment on the coast, and invariably it's separated from the city by a huge highway. What you can see from these pictures here is some of the gorgeous architecture they have in Belgrade, by the way. And this is near Savamala, which is a fascinating bit of Belgrade. Some really nice restaurants and really cool place to hang out, where all the long Danube ferries park up. But there's a busy avenue that sits between this nice public realm and the buildings on the other side that could be vibrant shops and businesses and cafes and things, if it wasn't for the fact that there is a 4-lane road with a kind of a severely underused tram line kind of in the way. Also, by the way, these quite often when I'm here, just vans and cars are just driving at speed down the cycle lane here. It's just, frustrating as hell.